Well, as you've heard throughout the devotions the last couple of weeks, Michael Cassidy formed African Enterprise, a missionary organization that did all sorts of good work throughout Africa. And you can go onto their website and see all the good work that they continue to do today. And as he started the organization in 1960, Cassidy was very concerned that they were going to be hampered by a lack of funds. But he was challenged by the story in Matthew 26, verses 6 to 12, about the woman who broke the very costly jar of ointment over Jesus' feet. Cassidy says this was a once-in-a-lifetime sacrifice, highly likely that it was all this woman had, and the Lord was pleased with her. I couldn't help but feel that when an account was opened for African Enterprise, surely he would be well pleased if I gave to him all the very modest monies I had set aside in savings. This I duly did. Then he shares a little word from his journal in 1960, where he wrote, "Once committed to this, it'll be difficult to turn back, but I go forward, sure of the Lord's ultimate sovereignty, and not fearing of having him block these plans if they are not in his will. I do not fear mistakes, because I know that he who made no mistakes never made anything." Now those words really impacted me. I do not fear mistakes, because I know that he who made no mistakes never made anything. Ask yourself, are you fearing mistakes and so not doing things for God because you don't know if it might go wrong? It could be that you and I aren't as effective for God as we should be because we're fearing mistakes. We're fearing that if we give too much or sacrifice too much or do too much, it's all going to be a mistake and come to nothing. But man, Michael Cassidy's story tells us the truth, that when we sacrifice for God, we don't need to fear. We don't need to fear because even if we do make mistakes, God will use them. I like how he said, he who made no mistakes never made anything. And so it wasn't a case of, with God I'll never make a mistake, but it was a case of, even if I make mistakes, God will use them for his glory. What are you afraid of? Have you been holding back because you're afraid of making a mistake? Maybe it's time that you stand up and go where God is calling you in full trust with no fear, because God is going to go with you. And even when you do make mistakes, he's going to come and make sure that they come right. I pray that you and I will fear no more, but will boldly go where God sends us, excited even to see how God uses our best and our worst for his glory.